This
Yeah.
conference will
Let us
now be
start with
recorded.
what? Definition. Yeah. So this particular generative AI, which is AI means artificial intelligence. Yeah. So it uses what? Machine learning to create a new content. Remember, guys, let us say content is going to play very key role in the market. Yeah. And this particular content could be input or output or in transit. For example, where to use input? For example, we can give the input in the form of what? A single character, single word, multiple words, multiple sentences, multiple paragraphs, multiple pages, multiple documents, multiple images, multiple audio clips, one video clip or multiple video clips, which means what? Content would be expressed in different forms. Yes or no? These are the input categories, right, as part of the content. Now, the same content we can also generate in what? Target. For example, let us say input is what? Audio, which is a speech result, which need to be converted to what? Text. In that case, source content is what? A speech, and target content is what? A text, which means speech to text converter will be taken care by AI. We don't do it. So that will be taken care by internal algorithms from appropriate models. We'll see. I'm just trying to define the content part. So input and output, speech to text. Similarly, opposite also. Input could be a text and output could be speech. Or input could be a text and output could be a text. Or input could be a text, output could be what? Video. So likewise you can think of different permutations and combinations to understand the content. Yeah. Now the next question, in transit or logical content. We take input content, apply some manipulation. Yeah. So for example, let us say we need to calculate the sum of n natural numbers, or let us say total customers or total telecom customers in this particular country, let's say India or US. So that's the what? Logical content. So that also we take care within this AI. In AI, in simple terms, we can take care many things. Source, in between, and target. A source, logical, and what you call target. So in between, anything can happen. Remember that. So I hope the content is clear, right? Content could be input, output, or in transit, or logical content. Yeah? Now content is clear. Yeah. So what type of contents we can have? Text, character, words, set of character. I think I talked about all, right? Different flavors which will be expressed as part of the content. Now, so if we go with the generative AI tools, which are going to help us to create what? New ideas. Remember, if you want to build any solution, right, first of all we need to have an idea. Yes or no? So to get that idea also, AI tools are going to help us. What are those AI tools which are going to help us in order to generate what? Ideas. We will see that. And then write text, which means we can supply the input as a text and expect what? Corresponding result. For example, let us say, so we need to create a story for one particular village. Then that is input text. Then AI, it is going to respond. Which AI? It could be any pre-built language models like ChatGPT, we got Bing, Bot, Dolly, or Copilot, we got Gemini, we got multiple um, what you call tools which are based on what LLM, which is large language models, right? So then get the feedback. So once you get the feedback, then understand like what kind of feedback we got it. Then implement those what you call value added feedback things within existing content and regenerate text. So likewise we can start what you call going with what iterative process and apply fine tuning techniques to create what finer or grander level of content as part of what business expectation, so that we could take care quite easily by using what generative AI. In simple terms, based on my experience, most of the things can be accomplished by using what generative AI. For example, we can accomplish from programming perspective. We don't need to know any programming language. So without knowing that, we could still what we call write a program of any sort. It could be simple program based on the Python or a Java or any other language. Let's say topmost what you call programming language that we have is what Python. So we can generate a code. So based on the Python programming language without knowing what Python does. Remember that. If you know it's okay, it's an added advantage, but it's not mandatory. You don't need to know programming language, you don't need to know tool, you don't need to know application, you don't need to have even domain expertise, you don't need to have in simple terms of anything. Though you are a beginner to this industry, you could able to take care anything and everything, provided you need to have what I call knowledge, like what to supply and what you expect. If you know only these two things, we can do anything and everything as part of what generative AI. Remember that, yeah. So that is just what a starting point, yeah. Now let us try to understand what this particular life cycle contains. Guys, I hope all of you could able to see this particular diagram, right? Yes or no? So this is what generative AI life cycle. In this life cycle, we are going to understand where to start, what we do, where do we end up. These three questions will be answered in this particular life cycle. Yes or no? For example, starting point is going to be what? Problem definition. And in between what we do, we start getting into investigation all that till this. And what we expect what as a result of monitoring whether we have got expected results or not. So which means what? Starting point, ending point, in between. That's what we do as part of life cycle. Let us take one example. Let us say if you take a telecom industry, or let us take any industry, forget about telecom or healthcare, pharma, whatever. Let us take any industry, where so we need to build a solution. For example, let us say if you take a manufacturing industry where so we need to identify topmost products that are manufactured as part of the specified manufacturing industry. Yeah. So that is a problem definition. First example. Second, let us say calculate total number of prepaid customers or postpaid customers in a given telecom industry, yeah, or any telecom service provider like a Geo, Vodafone, whatever, right? Yes or no? That's a second problem definition. And third, let us say identify all the hospitals all over the globe which are in compliance with what HIPAA standards. That is one problem definition based on what healthcare industry. So likewise, we can think of many problem definitions. Now let me take one more example, simple one. So we all know that what is a warehouse, right? So warehouse is a place where we store physical goods. But now we are in IT, right? So we need to convert that to physical goods to what? Data. So we store what? Very large volume of data in the warehouse. That's the definition, right? Now the question. Let us say we have what? Large chunk of data that we get it from multiple sources. Example, let us take one country and which contains multiple states, and each state has got their own data. So we need to collect the data from multiple states and apply some logic if needed, or else collect it and put it in what? A final target, which is going to be the warehouse. Yeah. So that's again going to be one more definition. Here what we are trying to do, pulling the data from multiple states and putting it where? In a final target, which is going to be the data warehouse. That's one more problem definition. So likewise, you can think of many examples. Yeah. I'll talk about some practical stuff also. Let me talk about the definitions first, or concepts. Yeah. Then now let us say we take, let's say, building the warehouse based on multiple states data, or let us say multiple files data. State 1 where they maintain data in a flat file, state 2 where they maintain data in what? That's a flat file. So we need to get the data from two states and put it in a final target, which is going to be the data warehouse, right? That's a problem statement. In between, what we do to build a warehouse, that is where the first and foremost thing which we do what? Discover, or data investigation, or data understanding, or identify the issues from the source data, or analyze the data, or profile. These are all synonyms, guys. So that is what we do as part of what? Data investigation, or data discover, or data analysis. Yeah. Now as part of analysis, so we can think of many analysis techniques, or profiling techniques, or understanding techniques, or discover techniques, which are going to help us in order to identify the source data. For example, let us say we need to identify issues for each column from the source data. Let's say there are three columns and we need to identify issues for each column. Example, so first column, identify, do we have any duplicate issues? Can we do it by using AI? Answer should be yes. How do you do it? So such things we take care as part of investigation. Yeah. Then similarly other columns. Similarly we can think of many other what we call data discovery issues or data analysis. Yeah. So we can carry out analysis based on source system data. Yeah. So that's one data part only we focused. Remember, we talked about so far data, right? But if you want to what you call process data, we have to have metadata. So AI is going to play very key role when it comes to what? Metadata also, which means we can also investigate not only data, we can also investigate metadata also. Remember, we'll talk about both of them with practical examples. Yeah? So with this, we can identify data issues. We can also identify metadata issues. That's it. That's all whole industry works. If you know these two things, meta and data, AI works based on that for any kind of source data. yeah or it could be even simple text. Simple text also, we can have what? Metadata with a type of, let us say, string, length, some characters, then followed by null, scale, all that, right? That's one simple content example. So similarly, we can also think blobs, all that. We'll see that. Yeah. Now, once you identify issues on data and metadata, next, based on the issues, right, we need to prepare, which is a pure, cleaned data. So that we need to prepare as part of data preparation, where we apply different types of data preparation techniques or data cleansing techniques or data fixing techniques or metadata fixing techniques, so that as a result of this particular data preparation, we are going to come up with what? Good data. So that's a result of data preparation. Once you prepare good data, so that will be taken as input to what? Development. Now, remember, guys, our goal is what? To build data warehouse. So we need to collect the data from multiple states and build data warehouse. For that, we need to build some logic, right? Who does that? Development team. So where do we do that in this cycle? In development, where we can apply any logic. Yeah, logic could be based on what? Any pre-built application, pre-built tool, or pre-built technology, or pre-built frameworks. So development could be based on what? Anything, or it could be, let us say, we don't care what other tools or technologies are doing. We care about what we expect. So in that case, we can build our own logic as part of development by taking the help from what? AI. Yeah. So that's it. So for example, let's say, so we need to calculate total number of customers for today's business or for this particular quarterly business in the specified telecom service provider. So that is going to be the definition. So we can develop the solution by using what? Development layer. How? I'm going to talk about it. Practical example. Each and every layer I'm going to talk with practical examples. Fine. Once you develop it, how do you make sure that this particular solution, like what was built as a result of development, is right or wrong? That is where we can go with what? Evaluation or testing or validation or verification. Yeah. So that we could get the job done by using what? Pre-built evaluation frameworks or custom built evaluation frameworks, or we can also have our own what you call generated evaluation techniques or verification techniques. Remember, guys, it is not mandatory that we need to stick with what was given by somebody else. We can generate what we call our own solution based on the business expectation. So we don't need to care about pre-built frameworks, pre-built tools, pre-built technologies, pre-built languages, or pre-built packages. We don't need to depend on anything. Instead, we can evaluate by using what? Our own verification techniques. That is the benefit we have with Gen AI, because, as I said earlier, anything and everything can be done by using what? Gen AI. So, which means no tools knowledge, no technology, nothing is required, but we need to define our end goal as part of problem definition, reach that end goal by applying different layers that we have in this cycle. We started from here and we are here. Now, once you evaluate, as a result of evaluation, if you feel everything is fine, then we can get it deployed under the production where real business operations would take place. Remember that. Yeah. So, like for example, let us all be UAT, user acceptance testing. We can deploy there and we can just run our life cycle, what you call layers, for a couple of days or couple of weeks. After that, if this environment is fine in terms of resources like memory, CPUs, or disk, if everything is fine to meet our SLA, which is service level agreement for every business day, then once we are done with that, so within deployment, we go with what? Deployment in a production. Yeah. Then actual business would take place in a production environment. Yeah. Which is more or less similar to what? UAT, user acceptance testing environment. That's it. Once you are done with that, then we need to monitor, right, whether our results are in par with the business expectation or not. Yeah? We monitor it and we measure the data quality progress over time. Let us say since last 10 months or 1 year, so we have got some quality. Now, so did we improve any quality? If yes, where do you improve? If not, can we improve? If yes, again, we need to start repeating this. What you call problem definition is what? Fine tuning. What you call quality. Then apply these fine tuning techniques like as part of investigation and preparation, evaluation, all that redeploy in a production and start getting it monitored and see whether our newly added fine tuned what you call requirement got taken care or not. Yeah, this is the life cycle. It's always the improvement process, guys. So that's what we follow in this particular generative AI. Now, if anybody has got any questions, you can ask me now, or anytime you can ask me, guys. I'm just trying to request to ask questions. Yeah. So, any questions from anybody? Try to ask questions, guys, because then only we can make it more interact. Any kind of question, it could be simple, complex, any kind of question. Please try to ask questions. Yeah.
So I think I'm good, sir. Explanation.
Yes, Anand.
No, I think I'm good actually, sir.
Okay,
Are we
good.
going to
So
discuss any new?
now, yes,
Sorry, one
Anand.
more thing. Are we going to discuss any new topics, or is just the retouching what we discussed, what you discussed in last session?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about some practical examples, Anand. So
Okay.
this is just a theory, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Now let's
Yeah.
get into what practical part of it. Let's go to the new topic. So last session, I think I didn't talk about that, right, Anand?
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. I watched the video. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. So because there's some are new people, right? That's why I repeated this with more details. Yeah, fine. So now let us start getting it done by using what? One of the tool based on large language model. I'll talk about what is a large, what is a language, what is a model in detail anyway. For now, let us say we got some tool which is based on LLM. Example, let us go with what? ChatGPT. So I'll explain at least with two, three tools, but we'll try to emphasize more towards ChatGPT. Yeah, but I'll touch upon Copilot even others as well. Yeah. So yeah, so let us start with what understanding. See, basic goal here is what content, right? Yeah. So content creators. So one of the topmost AI language model is what ChatGPT. In this, we got multiple versions like 3.5, four. Yeah. So, but each model or each version has got its own positive and negative points. But anyway, let us talk about basic things because I'll not get into the in details today because we need to go in incremental manner. So that's why I'll try to cover only very elementary things on today's session. Fine. The first thing, problem definition is what? Build data warehouse, right? I think I talked about what is a warehouse, what is a data warehouse. I talked about it and how to build it by pulling the data from multiple source systems. Let us take one and see whether we could able to start building it. Yeah, we'll go one by one in this cycle. The first one is what? Data investigation or data discovery. Yeah. So which means using this particular layer we can start identifying what issues with respect to data and metadata. Yeah. So now, yeah, to start with, so let us say, um, okay, what happened? It is gone. Okay, let's start from here. Something went wrong. Okay, fine. So now let us start getting into this. Let me go through many things. Okay, fine. Okay. So here, let's start with what the first and foremost thing, which is ChatGPT. Fine. Right. So see, version 4 is there. So, or we can also use 3.5 also. Fine. So let's say trial. So we got a trial version, now also commercial. Yes, now we have just opened it. Yeah. So let us say we start with what? So types of issues. Look at here. Types of issues of any data. So you can just give, see here, data quality is inaccurate, incomplete, inconsistent, duplicates, whatever, right? So we can think of many, right? Now, yeah, so it is generating content based on whatever we asked for. That's what I said. Content could be input. Now, based on the input, we get to see the output, like the different types of issues that we can see over here, like inaccurate, whatever, right? And from integrity point of view, reference integrity, intent integrity, whatever. Yeah. So that's it, content part. We don't need to worry about that. Yeah. Now let us take our sample data. Example, 1 comma, let us say 1 comma 2 comma 3, right? Or let me just copy from the file. Let us take this. Can you see here? Here we got some sample data. Yeah. So here you can see C1 comma C2 comma C3, 1 comma 2 comma 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. Now let us from this we need to identify the issues, because our goal is what? To identify issues from the source. Yeah. So let us try doing it. Okay, I'll just copy and paste. Yeah. See, so identify the issues based on column 1. I'll just put column C1 because there are 3 columns, right? Yes, let us see. See here, we can see clearly duplicate data. Yeah, so 1, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let us see. Can you see here summary? Remove, verify necessity, primary key or redundancy, right? Now identify issues we said, right? Now elaborate. We'll see it's a repetitive process, right? First term itself, we cannot identify all the issues with 100% of accuracy. We'll go in what? Iterative manner. So, which means now let us focus on identify duplicate, yeah, issues based on the column which is C1 example. Yeah. Yeah. Can you see here? It is trying to analyze based on what? Column 1. Yeah. That's what we are focusing, right? If we call back at what we discussed in theory, right? Investigation. We are focusing on this. So now, so look at this. What kind of duplicates we have? Yeah. Can you see, guys? If you look at this values for C1, which is column 1, let's one open this. Can you see column 1, this one, right? 1, 4, 7, 1, 1, 1. Same thing we could able to see over here. See 14711, right? That is clear. Now what we wanted, identify duplicates. See here, that's what we asked for. See, everything I'm going to talk with the practical examples, guys, so that it will be very, very clear. Yeah. Now, value 1 in C1. Can you see here? So, the value 1 appears 4 times in a row. So, which is there are 4 rows where there is a value 1. Now we need to understand what are those rows. Can you see here? So we need to understand what are those rows. Can you see here? These are the ones. Yeah. So which is 1, 2, 3, 118, 99, 118, 99, 110, 19, 99. Sorry. So now we can see here. So this one and 180, 99, 180, 99, 110, 99. So we are trying to identify issues, which is what? Duplicacy. Now for column 1, see specific example we are trying to focus, because we should not go with what very generic. So we need to ask very, very specific questions, so that you will get what very specific answers. That's what we are trying to do over here. Yes or no? So we got very specific answer, right? First time what we did, we identified the issues. One of the issues what? Duplicacy. Now we separate input data. We are trying to identify duplicates over here based on one column, which is C1 here. So there are 4 rows where we can see duplicacy of data. Yeah. Now we can see duplicate values. Value 1 is duplicated in rows 1, 4, 5, 6. Now we can go here. First row, which contains duplicate data. Fourth row, fifth row, and sixth row. You can see, right? Because 1, 1, 1 got repeated for 1, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So that's what we can see over here. Yeah. 1, 4, 5, 6. Right. Now exact duplicates, which means complete row 4 and 5. Rows 4 and 5 are exact duplicates of each other. Yeah, but that's not we wanted. This is an exact duplicate, but that's not we wanted. We are just focusing on what? C1 only. So this is not applicable to our expectation. Yes or no? Now the question: resolution techniques. Yes or no? So that's where remove exact duplicates. That's what we talked about. One more layer, right? Data preparation. Once you identify issues, right? So we need to prepare based on what issues, which means so we need to delete the duplicate rows. Yeah. Or and we can also review what non-exact duplicates. Like exact duplicates, we got 2 rows, right? Non-exact duplicates, we can see 1, 4, and 6. That's it. Yeah. Then once you are done with that, the next step is what? We can take a look at the result after removal of exact duplicates. Can you see here? This is going to be the result after removal of exact duplicates. So this is how we prepare the data. Yeah. Now we can ask for what? Remove all the rows where the duplicacy is what? At exact duplicacy. Yeah. Remove, yeah. Or eliminate. You can say eliminate duplicates. Eliminate duplicates with exact. Yeah. So let's focus only on that. Yeah. Yeah. Can you see here now? So rows removed 5, because total there are how many rows, guys? Here, look at here. Total there are 6 rows. Yes or no? I repeat, total there are 6 rows. Now what we wanted, remove exact duplicates. Can you see highlighted ones? These two are exact duplicates. That's what we can see here. So now if we go back to this previous page, yeah. So this is after removal. Yeah, this is before removal. Can you see? This is a data, input data, right? Data provided, input data. Yes or no? Then, so rows have been identified as exact duplicates, which is what? 4 and 5. Yes or no? Then we identified the problem. Next, after removal, this is what you'll get it. Yeah. So that's all we need to do. Then clean the data. Once you clean it, the result will be this, which is after fixing it. That's what it means, which is after removal of duplicate data. That's it. So this is how one can start what you call identifying the issues and eliminate those issues. We are trying to focus on two things here: identify and resolve. Yeah. So that's it. This is what we do. Yeah. So we got the answer here, right? This is the first one. Now we can also go with what identify only duplicate data based on C1, right? So now we can row wise is clear, right? Now let's extend now. Identify duplicate data based on what C1 only. Yeah, yeah. Let's go for it. Yeah, you'll get the same result, but I'm just trying to repeat it. Yes. Yeah, I think we want to talk about it. Only C1. In the previous example, what we focused on exact row. Now we are trying to focus on what? Only what we call unique data. Can you see here now? If you look at here, there are only three rows after removal of duplicates. So because if you look at this particular sample data, so based on C1 we are trying to eliminate, right? First one, and then we got so last three. So last three and first one, four duplicate rows. Now we need to retain only one duplicate row, which is one unique row. That is what? 1, 2, 3. Now you can ask question, why it is 1, 2, 3? Why not 180, 99? So answer is based on what? Which duplicate row that you want to retain. Is it going to be most recent or a first one or last one? It all depends on the business expectation. So in this case, it is retaining the first one. In this case, it is retaining anywhere. We can also retain what? Last also. So it could be anything. Yeah. Here we can see only two things, anywhere and first. Yeah. So that's it. This is how we can identify exact duplicates at complete row level, or we can also identify the duplicates at column level. Plus, we can also remove those duplicates or eliminate those duplicate records. So that is what we could able to see as a result of this particular duplicacy, right? I hope data investigation part and data preparation part is clear. Yes or no, guys? So I'm trying to talk about very simple examples, guys. Remember, yeah. So likewise, we'll go each and every topic with very practical examples. Yeah. So not theory. I'll talk about it, but I'll spend more time for what? Practicality. Yeah, because that's what is essential, right? So theory anyway is required. Concepts should be very strong. That's what we discussed here. Then we are trying to put it in what? In reality. Yeah. So that's it. Like how one can start getting into what? Identifying and fixing. But is it what we do in to get into the business? Answer is no, right? We are just understanding and identifying the how to fix it. That's all. Next question. Let us say how to develop this as a solution, which means we need to identify issues. fixing the issues that should be done. One, by using a tool, by using application, by using a programming language. Yes or no? We can use one of them to what I call build a solution. Then where do we do that? That is where we need to go with what? Development layer, where we are going to develop either program or a tool or an application. So to do that, let us start with one simple example. So example, let us say one of the most popular programming language, especially in the context of AI, which is artificial intelligence, right? Python. Because Python is a programming language which can be used as a procedural, as a scripting language, as an object-oriented language. Remember that with the most advanced pre-built algorithms. Remember, which is not possible with what? With other programming languages like a Java or any other language. That is why we'll try to focus on what most popular and most widely used and most recent programming language, which is going to be what? Python. Yeah. Now we are going to build a solution as part of development layer by using what? Python programming language. Yeah. Let us try doing that. Yeah. So now, okay, I'll just give the input. Same input I'm going to give. Yeah. So I'll just copy and paste over here because you're focusing one sample data, right? Okay. Now write a Python, yeah, Python code to identify, look at here, duplicates, duplicate record based on the column which is C1. Yeah? Write a Python code to identify duplicate records based on the column 1. That's it. Right? For the above sample data. Right? That's it. Yeah. Let us see. Yeah. Now can you see guys here? So now it is written the code. Once you run the code, what result we are going to get it? Can you see here? Duplicate records based on column 1, which means first record, fourth record, fifth record, sixth record. This is index, you can see, right? 0, 3, 4, 5, which means first record, fourth record, fifth record, and sixth record. So there are what? Duplicate records based on what? Column 1. Yeah. Now we don't need to understand the code actually, but this is a code. But we need to know how to execute this particular code. Let us see. So to do that, so we need to have environment, right? Python. So we need to download the Python, but anyway I'll show that later. It's a first session, right? Assuming that Python is ready to use. Yeah. So now we just have to go to that location. Let's add a Python shortcut here. Properties. I'll go to this location. Okay. So this is a location. Yeah. So where we can see Python executable, right? So that's it. Now let's go to that location. So open this command prompt. Yeah. Fine. So open the command prompt. Yes. Now we just have to change the directory, paste it. Yeah. So till this, right? That's it. Now, if you look at here, you can see python.exe. So that we need to have it. Yeah. So now let us copy that code. Yeah. Like whatever code that got generated from this particular chat GPT. Copy this code and paste it here, then save it. So we can save to any location. Let us say I'll just create one folder, so which is going to be, let's say, gen_ai, right? So in that I'll just save that. Yeah. So C drive gen ai, I'll just save it. So which is what is the file? So identify duplicates, right? Dot py, which is a Python, enclose double quotes. That's it. Yeah. So what is it doing? It's immaterial for us, but anyway, I'll talk about it. Let us run and see the result. Yeah. So now we can just type Python, then C colon slash gen AI slash identify duplicates. Enter. See, if you get any problems, how to fix also I'll talk about it. For now, we have not got any problems, right? Can you see here? So we are using some module which is pandas. We don't need to worry about it. Can you see? Duplicate records based on C1 column C1, right? This what we have seen as part of what even ChatGPT output, right? Yes or no? Same thing. See, if you go back to the previous window, yeah, can you see here? If you look at this particular result, right, this is exactly same as what we got it as a result of our execution. Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? Yes or no?
Yeah.
That's it. So this is how one can start identifying the issues. Only one part only we focused here, which is data discovery part or data investigation part. Remember that, right? This is a first and foremost thing. Yeah. So yes. So we'll stop here because if I talk about too many things, you'll confuse. Today, what we discussed, we just talked about what is generative AI, what is a content, different types of contents, then generative AI life cycle, then within that we focused on problem definition and data investigation part. We have done it completely, right? So with ChatGPT, we have seen it and we have also executed it. We could able to see the result in the console. But are we going to use the console in real production environment? Answer is no. So we can also send it to what? Target table or a file, whatever. Anyway, we are going to elaborate step by step manner, right? We just started today, right, with a simple examples. Yes, sir. So that's it about today's session, guys. If you have any questions, so please try to shoot out. Yeah, I'll try to make it more practical oriented for every concept of generative AI. Yeah, yeah. Any questions from anybody? Ask any kind of question. Krishna, Ishwar, Nikita, Pavan, Jayant, Anand, Gandhi, Ritik, Raghu, Harsha. Yeah, fine. Yeah. Anyway, if there are no questions, right, you can play the recording and prepare questions and ask those questions tomorrow. so that I'll answer with some more details with the practical examples if needed, or else I'll give theoretical answer depending upon type of question that we're going to ask. I'll answer. Yeah, fine. So thank you very much to everyone. So we'll continue from here at the same time with the same line. Thanks to all and bye.